Welcome inside TCO Studios for another episode of Pick 6 presented by KFAN. I'm Tatum Everett, and I've been collecting your fan questions on social media and got a chance to go to walk through and find some players and coaches to answer them. We'll start with Lewis in Andover. He has a question for Lewis Cine. Ask him, how do you plan on building off an impressive preseason performance in Cleveland? Well, here's what Lou had to say.
I think I plan on building by not getting too comfortable, continue to work on my process and kind of the things that got me to that point.
Thank you, Lewis. And of course, there are several safeties in that room that are so talented, and we caught up with one of them, the most veteran of the group, for this question number 2. This one is from Mike, and he asks, who are some of the players that will be household names by season's end that aren't now? Harrison weighs in.
What's up, Mike? Thanks for the question. I'm going to start off on the defensive side of the ball and go with Ivan Pace Jr. Switched his number up. It's back in his zero. He's a ball player. He's just kind of all over the field, so he'll make a lot of plays. And I guess offense. I hate to leave out the O-linemen, but they just don't get a lot of love across the nation household-wise. I'm gonna go with Jalen Naylor. He's been flashing all camp, and Johnny Munt, man, he's been around, but he's a very good player. Kind of can do it all at tight end, so I'm gonna go with those two.
Thanks, Harrison. This next question is actually for a coach, and we were excited because we got to catch up with wide receivers coach Keenan McCardell for this one. The question is, who has been your biggest influence throughout your coaching career? I love Keenan's answer. Here it is.
First guy that got me into coaching, and that's Tom Coughlin. Without him, I probably wouldn't be even thinking about coaching, but he talked me into it and prepared me pretty well as a player, but he also prepared me well when I came in and did my minority internship, and then we had a chance to work together in Jacksonville, which was great. You know, I learned a lot about him. I learned a lot about him, even more about him than what I already knew, and how he thought in picking players and stuff like that. So it kind of rubbed off on me, and I understood why he built the teams that he built, where he built them, and in Jacksonville and New York.
Thank you so much, Keenan. Our next question is actually from a former Vikings fan of the year, Maria. She has a question for Dallas Turner. It's really simple. What motivates you? Here's Dallas's answer.
Hi, Maria. Thank you for the question. What motivates me is my family and seeing my parents go to work every morning growing up as a kid.
Thanks, Dallas. Very short and sweet, but a perfect answer. We're going to go to question number 5 now. This one is from Red and Purple on Twitter. He wants to know, if you could only pick one person to be stranded on a deserted island with, what Vikings player would you pick? We caught up with special teams coordinator Matt Daniels for this answer.
So if I was on a deserted island, I would choose, there's really 2 people who I think have unbelievable survivor skills. Probably Pat Jones or Brandon Powell, probably the 2 best fishers on the team. But I've seen P. Jones catch probably one of the biggest fishes in my life. So I'm gonna go with P. Jones, unbelievable survival skills. He hunts, he fishes, he's got it all. I know that he can make fires. I don't think bears actually are on desert islands, but for whatever reason, if a bear does appear, or any wild animal, rather, let's say wild animal. If a wild animal does appear, P. Jones is big enough to take him out, and I'll be able to sit back and kick it.
I like that one, Coach. Well, we are now on our final question, and this one is from Sean. He says, I hope the Vikings follow Tatum's lead from her appearance in initials and get a victory. When do you play in the semifinals of the initials tournament? Well, Sean, obviously I love this question because it was shocking that I won a game of initials. One of the best feelings ever. I get to take on AJ and Do Young Park for the next round, and that is going to be announced later this week. As of now, while we're taping, I can't say much, but be sure to watch initials, and please support me because I'm going to need all the help I can get in the next round of that tournament. Thank you guys so much for tuning into Pick 6 presented by KFAN. If you want to submit your questions, you can do so online. You can follow me at Tatum Everett on Twitter and look down on the profile. There's a little link where you can click on it and fill out a questionnaire. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.